think people are really gonna watch this?
They ain't got nothing else to do.
Right?
Word.
I ain't going on social media talking shit about TDS Radio. I know that much.
My man, Coach Block.
What's up, cuz? How we living?
You're rocking with TDS Radio.
Get it, Kim. All right. She got a vision, and she want us to execute this vision.
Ooh, man. That's what TDS is about today.
Ken and Kim are the two dopest siblings that I know.
All right, man. You ready?
I'm not ready. Are they ready?
Hey, y'all. Hey, it's your girl SoFab and
OBLIO.
Hey, oh.
Hi. I saw that. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Girl, you off camera. Hey, now.
Hey. Can you see?
I can see you now. Hey, cool.
Hey.
It's your girl SoFab and OBO. Yes, TDS Radio. We are here. As you can see, we're down one Sib. He is doing some very important work. As you guys may have heard, he actually has a presentation to do on Saturday, I believe. Yes, Saturday for a men's conference for his church. So he's prepping for that. So while he is doing the Lord's work.
Amen.
Let me stop before I get struck by lightning. While he is doing the Lord's work, we are going to take over for today. So, we still have a lot of stuff to discuss, as far as entertainment news goes. I don't know what the hell is happening, but people are losing their minds.
The world is spinning.
Absolutely. We'll get to that in a little bit. We have our messy letter.
Okay.
Should I stay or should I go? That's insane in itself. We have blockbusters. I'm going to tell you guys about American Fiction. I sat and actually watched that film, as well as Love is Blind season 6 has premiered for Charlotte, and it has already been insane. So we're going to give you some scoop on that as well. And finally, we have our Just Scrolling.
Okay.
And with just scrolling, you just never know.
You
So
never know.
we'll get to that later. But before we do all of that, let's do our check-in. Oh, what's going on?
I can't complain. Baby girl just had a birthday.
Hey! Yeah.
Baby girl just had a birthday. Aquarius season.
I know.
Aquarius season.
Oh, wait. I just found out a new way to do it.
I like these.
I know.
I'll take these. But I have officially joined the Dirty 30 Club.
Oh my God. You're actually 30 this time?
Yes.
I thought it was only 28 for you. I'm sorry. I have a bad habit of time stamping people.
Me too.
OB.
Yeah.
We have got to do some celebration. You are officially in the 30s. Let me tell you something. The 30s are wonderful.
Listen, I'm prepared.
Mm-hmm.
I am ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just ready to indulge. I'm open.
Right. I know that's right, girl. I know that's right.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a breakdown because I was like, oh my God, I'm 30. I don't feel like I accomplished anything.
Yeah.
But once I got into it, I was like, you just feel so good about yourself, and you feel like you're a little bit more equipped. I mean, we still don't know what the hell we're doing, as adults, but you feel a little bit more equipped. You feel sexier. You feel more intelligent. You feel more well-rounded, at least for me. And I hope the same for you. But I don't want anyone to go into their 30s thinking that, oh, I'm old. No, life is just beginning. Baby.
And I feel that energy. I definitely feel that energy, and I accept it so well.
Yes.
So I 100% agree, and I can't wait to continue to grow in that space.
Yes. Come on, welcome to the club, baby.
We growing,
welcome
baby.
to the club, girl. I only got 4 more years, and I'm in my 40s. Ooh, that sounds serious.
Okay, but it's okay. It's okay because it's just a new growing experience.
Hello, and good evening. And we also want you guys to check in with us as well. Let us know how you're doing. How's your week been thus far? It is Thursday, correct?
It is Thursday.
Okay, it is Thursday.
It is.
Let us know. Is the week kicking your ass? Has it been a good week? Or you know what? Let's find something positive about the week. What was the best thing that has happened for you so far?
Turning 30.
Boom. Boom.
It could be my last. So like every day is definitely a blessing. So I am thankful for that.
I know that's right. And like I tell people, this is the oldest and the youngest that you'll ever be. So please celebrate. And there is also someone who never got a chance to make it to this age. So,
Amen.
I can't be with people who be like, oh, birthdays are not a big deal. The hell it isn't.
To who? I get offended when people say that.
Right. What? I'm gonna make a big deal about my birthday, and y'all should too. So, like I said, check in with us. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know what the best thing is about this week thus far. I think for me is that I haven't had any meetings this week outside of Monday, and I've gotten so much work done when people don't disrupt me.
That is a
girl.
blessing.
Ain't it? Yeah. Ain't it, girl? And I think my team even knew because they just been like, let me send you an email. Please do. Don't call me.
Okay.
Don't call me. I've gotten so much work done. Gotten a lot done for TDS as well as Fuck Up Nights. There's going to be some really cool announcements that we're going to let you guys know about coming soon. So make sure you keep it locked. Make sure you're following Fuck Up Nights on our Instagram. And also, if you're ever interested, if you're local, if you're ever interested in being a speaker, please reach out to us directly. We'd be happy to have you. So with that said, let's get into our birthdays.
Okay.
Of course, we have to celebrate our girl O. Happy birthday to you. Hey now. My homegirl, Latoya, it was her birthday as well.
Happy birthday.
And another friend and Camp Gladiator, a friend of mine, Bria, it's her birthday. I forgot she was an Aquarius. So happy birthday to her. Hey, girl. Hey, sis. Unfortunately, I don't have my brother's extensive list of birthdays. So whoever's on his page, if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. Sorry we couldn't do an individual shout out. We got y'all when he comes back. I guess we'll go ahead and let the good times roll. Go ahead and play the song, girl. Happy birthday, y'all.
Happy birthday.
Y'all ready? Happy birthday to you. Hey. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Well, you look good. You look good. You look fine. You look fine. We hold you all the time. Oh, happy birthday to you.
Come on.
Oh, happy birthday to you.
Woo!
Yes, Lord. Yes, Jesus want to do it.
Happy birthday, y'all.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
TDS, the TDS fam wishes you a wonderful and a glorious birthday. Don't just celebrate the day, celebrate the whole entire month, year, whatever you choose to do. Celebrate you. All right?
I love that.
I know that's right. Yeah. Girl, yes, you 30, girl. Hey, I'm so excited. Okay. Go ahead and celebrate. Oh, get it. But are we ready for our entertainment news? Oh, before we get into our entertainment news, we were asked, when will there be another Black Ass Brunch? Don't worry. Promise you, it's coming. It is coming. Let's figure out when the weather isn't so bipolar, when there aren't so many like rainy / cold days. We want to have a good time. We want to bring the rooftop back. So keep it posted. Make sure you're following TDS Radio because we'll announce it. Girl, I just realized you said I look like a cheerleader, and I do. You do. Obi, go to hell.
Go TDS. Go TDS. Go.
I sure do. Like, what the hell? This was a choice, and I made it today. But anyway, let's get into our entertainment news. All right, so it's time for entertainment news. And as you guys know, you can always chime in and let us know what it is that you think. So when we get into our entertainment news, let's start with Beyonce, the queen herself. She's been on a roll this week,
I mean, kicking doors down.
Hello, we talking about new music. She's breaking, she's making history. She's breaking records on Spotify. Like, she is doing the damn thing. And she has also, I mean, well, we got word about her hair care line, right?
Right.
But now we actually got a glimpse of what it's going to look like and the pricing. And I, for one, thought that it was going to be extremely expensive, you know, because I'm like, Beyonce just wants all of our money.
Okay,
She will not let up. I don't have any more money for you, Beyonce. I just don't. You know, I swear I don't. I don't have any more. But she's not letting up. Her foot is on our necks, and she's letting everyone know, or we've gotten a brief little look at what it's going to look like. And the pricing, like I said, is anywhere between like $30 to about $40 for like hair oil, shampoo, moisturizer, things like that. So I mean, typically if you do get like more of the higher end quality products, it's not too much of a shocker.
Right.
But for the people who are still kind of like, look, I can't afford that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
You know, they're going to be in a bit of a shock. But, you know, here's her trailer of, you know, just a few influencers talking about how they like the product, the feel of it, how it makes their hair look. Of course, everyone's going to say that it's, you know, gorgeous, even if it's trash.
Right.
You know, because Beyonce's writing you a nice little check.
A great check.
You
Not
know,
a nice little
yeah, you know, now.
Got 8 zeros on the back of that.
Exactly. And I must admit, everyone's hair does look fabulous. So I'm interested to see what it's going to be like for, you know, the general population, the general public, and get everyone's feedback. Chiquita, you know, our natural hairstylist, my sister-in-law and my brother's partner, I would love to hear her feedback, because she does not hold back when it comes to these celebrity brands. She's like, it's trash. Don't use it. It's not going to do anything for your hair. So I'm interested to hear what she has to say. And for people who aren't getting a Beyonce check, I'm gonna
need that review too, because I have a few questions just off the ad itself. I don't think natural girlies will be able to benefit as much, especially off the shampoo. Probably the oils, maybe, but I don't feel natural girlies is going to get the same results.
And that's a good point. I've only seen one person in there, but it doesn't look like they have like the tight coil hair.
They don't have C4. I got C4.
Okay. You better know exactly.
C4. I got a few C4, maybe a 3B, you know, because, you know, the mixture be mixing.
Right.
So I don't.
And I mean, that is something that's extremely important, because being on this natural hair care journey that I've been on since college, so it's been about 15 years or what, give or take, I still don't know exactly what products are best for my hair. Like, I'm still trying, you know. The one girl, I'm trying to think, Miel. I enjoy her products.
Okay.
You know, and then the products, whatever Chiquita uses, I enjoy. She uses Design Essentials and things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
And girl, whatever else you use, but it just makes my hair feel like cotton and like silk. Love it. But like you said, if it's not really meant for our hair,
it don't take the same.
Yeah, because I mean, girl, I understand you Beyonce, but don't get it twisted.
Don't dry out my hair. I got color, and if my hair pop off me, you got a problem, because I've been I fought for this hair. You ain't about to pop my hair.
And it's laid today, girl.
1 week. Pressing curl.
Hey, you see it. Speaking of you see it, I don't know if you guys seen the pictures of Usher and his new bride. As we mentioned earlier this week, him and his longtime girlfriend, they tied the knot in Vegas, and you know, just did something extremely simple. Had the kids there. They did the whole, you know, quick, let's go ahead and get married, a part of Vegas, which people do when they're in love, and hey, let's do something fun. So they decided to go ahead and get married. So congratulations to them. They posted photos to their Instagram. But one thing that I found strange, and I don't think that this was Usher's doing. I think it was more of People Magazine being messy.
Okay.
But he sat down and did an interview with them, you know, prior to the Super Bowl and all of that. And he was talking about his relationship with Chili. And we all know when you're being interviewed, sometimes those questions can be prompted. Not to say that you're going in there willing to talk about it, because obviously this man
is married.
He's getting married. Like, he's in a relationship. She's in a relationship with Matthew Lawrence, and she seems to be happy. He seems to be happy. But the conversation centered around how when they were together, he still regrets, you know, hurting her. you know, and that they were on two different pages. Like he said he absolutely loved her and adored her, but they were on two different pages, and there were some things that she wanted that he couldn't give, and that he even proposed to her, but she said no, you know. So he was like, that hurt me so deep, you know, to the point where he felt like he was depressed. He also said that it was one of the things where he felt slighted towards women. He really didn't appreciate women the way that he should have, and you know, all of those things that come with heartbreak.
Didn't he get married after Chili though? Okay,
that's why.
Yeah, and then number two, like, sir, you didn't have to go that deep. Nobody asked you for a sob story.
Damn,
I'm sorry.
I don't give a damn.
It's not that I don't give a damn. It's just the fact that Kim
said, yeah, whatever, nigga. Moving on.
I mean, because like at the end of the day, your feelings are your feelings. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I have known, people love to use your words as weapons. So it's like you gave them the ammunition to boom, fire, and there's no smoke. None. Everybody is happy.
Everybody is happy.
You know, so yeah.
And we're talking about years ago, like 20 something years ago.
And then you got married after her. So you want that scorn.
And had kids.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. But I do feel like it was one of the things where people, you were looking for something, you know? So it's like, well, let's ask about your relationship with Chili, where, I mean, to me, it was kind of reminiscent of high school sweethearts. We all have our high school sweethearts, you know, that puppy love of someone back in the day where they still hold a special place in your heart, but that doesn't mean that you want to be with them. It's just like, I still got love for you.
Right.
You know, but like he said, we've grown on two different paths. Like he's over here, she's over here. She's minding her business. He's minding his. Don't be messy.
Right.
Especially after, you know, the success of his tour. Because first of all, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something real quick. Usher, and I'm gonna direct this towards him. I know he ain't watching, but just in case you just happen to come across TDS Radio, let me tell you something, Usher. I love Usher's music. I love it. Been a fan for a very long time.
Yes.
When he released the tour date, when I saw the Vegas residency, I was ready to risk it all. Like, I am going to go, right?
Right.
But couldn't make it, you know, because it was sold out. And I looked at them tickets and I said, ugh. But once he finally announced his tour, I was like, yes, okay. Charlotte dates, yes, okay. They sold out. Couldn't get them. Heartbroken.
I would be.
Now, when I was like, well, let me try another city. So, you know, I tried another city, able to, you know, see the tickets and got some tickets or whatever. But I'm like, how did we get to where we're paying $200 plus per ticket?
Wait.
Yes.
From one city to the next? Wait a minute.
The tickets in general. Now, anybody else who may have gotten their tickets, you know, you can go ahead and leave in the comment section how much you paid. But from what I seen, the cheapest ticket was $174.
In Charlotte or in the new city?
In regardless of the city.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, now wait a minute. Wait a minute, Usher. Now I done spent my last for Beyonce. Now I got to turn around and empty out my 401k for you. Like, wait a minute. When did we get here? Like, I remember when tickets used to be like $50, $60, $200 American dollars. If you don't put on one hell of a show, I'm going to come right on TDS Radio and talk cash shit about you, Usher Raymond.
Can we get a warning right here?
I'm just saying.
Can we just get a warning right here? Because
I'm just saying.
That's all. Number one, taxes is coming. I guess that's what he betting on. That's number one. But number two is like, bro, give me a break.
And I don't get tax returns, Usher. Think about us. Think about the people who are right in that middle of, I'm struggling, but I can pay my bills. I'm struggling, but I can pay my bills. And if I get a little bit of money, I might feel like I'm doing something with my life. Sir.
Okay. We just riding the fence, trying to get over.
I'm just saying, just had to let that go. just warning y'all. When I go to this show and it's not good after I spent my hard-earned money, Usher will be hearing from me, and I'm not going to let it go.
You're going to do a Yelp review?
I'm turning into a Karen, OB. Dear Usher. I I was severely underwhelmed. This K is going to stand for fucking Karen. Do you hear me?
Skates
Yeah.
not working in this show.
I wanted boom cat from your pole dancers, and I got boom cat flat. I want my money back. But anyway, let's move on. I'm gonna let Usher live because People magazine already tried to drag that man's name through the mud. Don't do that, people. Don't be those type of journalists. Come on, find a new story.
Yeah.
Don't dig through the old. Let's find the new.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's doing a lot.
Exactly.
So there's definitely to catch up on.
And speaking of doing a lot,
Okay.
our good little brother, Bow Wow. Poor Bow Wow. Okay. As much as Bow Wow gets on my nerves, once again, soft spot in my heart for him because we all grew up together. We grew up watching Bow Wow. Like, he is influential in the music industry, even though people try to clown him. It's like he has done, a lot.
He's done some clownery.
He definitely has, especially when he was like, oh shit, they don't know that I'm in the crowd.
What, bro?
God bless his heart. But I did feel sorry for him when I heard about his addiction to lean. Because that is something that is prevalent. And I've heard a lot of people, not just rappers, a lot of people talk about how difficult it is to get off of lean and the things that it does to you. So he recently sat down and talked about his addiction and got, extremely candid about it. But let's go ahead and take a look so you guys can hear for yourselves.
I was losing my fucking mind. Like, that lean shit got me up. Like, I was just always irritated. Just one little thing I didn't like when Torre said what he said about, and that was a joke too, come to find out. And I was like, what? Wait, what? What do you mean he ain't the, like, I'm wrong. Come on, get up, we out. All that, man, I'm telling you. I put that shit down back then. Before you seen all these cats doing it, like, I'm telling you, like, it was times where I used to pull up on Wayne, like, the pop bottles video in New Orleans, I think we was doing something, they was shooting. I put up on Wayne. Wayne hit me up with a little baby bottle of my own. Like, take this. Go ahead. I gotta take this bitch. Like, we pouring up foes, deuces all day long. And of course, my man, my right-hand man was my hype man. He from Houston. You know what I mean? At the time, I had somebody from A-Town running with me. So we always had the lean with us. Like, no matter what.
So he then goes on to talk about, some of the side effects from it. And then also essentially how he was on tour and he was so messed up from the lean that he immediately had to be rushed to the hospital because he collapsed on stage. And, they were saying that he really didn't have any recollection of where he was and any of that. And they said that, oh, well, he's just suffering from some sort of illness because they didn't want to talk about the simple fact that he was so heavily strung out on lean, but in his effort of trying to rehab, he's like, I literally was scratching. He was like, and if you've ever seen people scratch, he was like, it feels like, your skin is on fire, that you're just itching. And he was like, the feeling of it is like this unsatiable itch that you couldn't control, and I hate to see someone so young, talk about that because you are in an influential, phase in your life. He was 18 when this was going on. So of course, if you see other people doing it, it's like, well, I want to try it, especially if they make it seem like it's a blast,
What?
What?
I had a personal experience, but yeah.
With lean?
Yeah.
What does it taste like?
So it's syrup. It's called syrup in a sense. So like it definitely has like that medicine taste, but that's why they mix it to take away that taste. Although I had fun, I'm grown better now, and I know that it is not the safest thing to do because people do, get hurt by making the wrong decisions, getting behind the car, and it turns into a bigger fiasco. So yeah,
and especially when it's messing with your money.
Okay,
so
on the stage.
Yes, you're going on tour with Chris Brown, and y'all, and like he was saying in the interview, he's hitting major cities where people are expecting to see him, and you're in the hospital because you're suffering from this addiction. So prayers go out to him, and I'm glad he was able to shake it, and I hope that that's still the case because that addiction is real.
Yeah,
and it could be something as simple as sugar. Where we all know sugar is just like crack. Like,
it is. Baby. It will send you to the moon.
Woo! Woo, baby, let me tell you something.
And you'll crash back down.
Exactly. Exactly.
Next fix.
You know, so prayers definitely go out to Bow Wow, because that was tough. And I know that was hard for him to actually sit down and discuss it.
Yeah.
Because there is some sense of, you know, I'm ashamed, you know, of this and what I've been through and all of that. So kudos to him. And I hope that this young man continues to stay clean. Not saying it as if we're not the same age, but I hope he continues to stay clean. We're rooting for you, Bow.
We are.
Just stop doing clown shit, please.
Please.
So moving on to Miss J-Lo herself, while we're on the topic of music.
Okay.
You know, J-Lo is announcing that she's going on her world tour and, you know, talking about how, you know, she's excited about new music and all those things. But she also decided to let everyone know that she might be taking a step back.
So you decided to step up and then take a step back.
She's saying that after she releases her new music, that might potentially be it. Are you sad about that?
Yeah. Like, first of all, the Jennifer Lopez album was A1. I still have those songs on my playlist.
Do you?
I really do. Like, don't play with me, Jenny from the block.
Do you, Elvin?
I'm so
really
serious. Yes, that album was really great. Stop.
Are y'all still listening to J-Lo?
Yes. We listen new, old. Every once in a while there was a bop that came through. We were like, oh yeah, but yeah. Don't stop. Go on tour. What are you stopping for? That's what I don't get.
Well, I mean, she is going on tour, and I will say, I feel like she's someone that will put on a hell of a show as well, because she's an entertainer, and especially what she did at the Super Bowl, I was entertained.
Yeah,
I don't know if everybody, you know, if anybody else was, but I was definitely entertained by what she did. So I feel like her tour may do well, and it should be entertaining. As a matter of fact, I think we have a clip. Let's see if we can go ahead and play it.
Jennifer Lopez. This Is Me Now, the tour. Live across North America in 2024. Get tickets Friday, February 23rd at livenation.com.
So, you gonna buy them tickets?
You know, I might catch the clips on TikTok, but I will definitely still buy the album.
Okay. Oh,
I will.
okay.
I really will.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm glad
Let's
you
get
still.
Let's get loud.
You know, the last time I listened to J-Lo was when she dropped that On the 6th album. Any other time that her music has played, it wasn't because I intentionally said, let me put on this new J-Lo. It's always been, I'm either at the store, you know, I'm listening to the radio, I'm somewhere out and about and they're dropping the music, but I have never intentionally said, let me add this to my playlist, one, and then let me go back when I'm listening to like, oh, a good throwback playlist. Let me add Jennifer. No, girl.
What?
No,
Girl.
no.
It's okay, Kim. I got some throwbacks I can share to you.
I'm good. I'm good. I got you, girl. I'm good. No. I promise you. But speaking of good, our good bro Shay Shay. You know, I know Coach went on a whole rant about him because he went off on Mike Epps because Mike Epps made some jokes, you know, talking about how, oh, well, Shay called me and wanted me to be on the couch and, you know, he over there, I'm not going to go in there because and look at your big black balls and calling him a DS. It was all jokes.
Oh, okay.
It was all jokes, but Shay Shay didn't necessarily take it that way.
Okay.
So then he decided on his show with Ocho Cinco to kind of like unleash and let him know, like, when I see you, it's going to be on and popping. Ooh. Now, we did have a discussion about it on our show earlier, on Tuesday. And, you know, Ken was essentially saying, well, both of us were saying, like, at 55 and a comedian, is it really necessary to have all that smoke for somebody like Mike Epps? You know, especially when you're like, oh, I'm going to be in your city. Let's talk. And then, of course, Mike Epps, being the comedian that he is, responded back and was like, look, I didn't know it was going to cause all this. And, you know, even told Ocho to shut up or whatever. So there was definitely some back and forth on both sides. However, they decided to rectify the situation and came together like two adults, as they should.
We're brothers. We're happy and we sing and we're covered.
And on Shay Sharp's Instagram, you can see that the two of them had decided, they were going to go ahead and sit down and talk. They had a good man-to-man, talk, discussion, whatever have you, from what we can tell, because he said there was no audio, no nothing. And there was a series of photos of them hugging, talking, they even joking, like doing an arm wrestling sort of thing. So it seems like everything is good in the hood with these two, which I'm glad, because as two grown men, y'all should not be bickering and arguing over Instagram like y'all are children.
No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Thank you.
It's definitely
Thank you. And both of you have way too much to lose, especially Shay Sharp. You got too much to lose. You're too new to the scene as far as podcasting goes for you to be like, oh, let me sit here and act up. Relax. And like I said on Tuesday, there should have been a telephone conversation of like, if you really felt that offended, let me call you and be like, yo, what was that about?
Right.
And then y'all can talk this and hash it out as two adults and two grown men. But to go on social media and have this back and forth, to me, I just thought it was extremely corny. However, I am glad to see the two of them have hashed it out. All seems well. All is good in the hood. So kudos to the two of you. And let's not do that again, because that was corny. And speaking of corny, are you familiar, or are you guys familiar with the comedian David Lucas?
No.
I am not either. This is my first time hearing about him. I don't know who this man is. Allegedly, he's a comedian, and he even had to introduce himself in his apology. And what he's apologizing for, I'm going to tell you right now. He was doing a stand-up bit and decided to make some jokes about George Floyd. And it did not land well. And because it did not land well, a lot of the Black people who were in the audience, it was a very small amount, but the Black people who were in the audience decided to get up and walk out of the show.
Oh, wow.
The clip has since gone viral where people are literally like, yo, like, we understand comedy, but what you did here was not funny in the least bit. So before we show his apology, let's go ahead and show the video of what happened that night.
Man, all these good ass white people in my show. And you want to show them the reason George Floyd got his neck nailed on. Don't ooh at that joke. It's just a joke, man. I would have never kneeled on George Floyd's neck. I would have that was making us look. It's called comedy, nigga. How many more Black fans I gotta hear that might leave? Oh, good. I was just warming up with that George Floyd. You ready to go? All right, baby. Okay. All right, you offended too, baby, with the braids? All right. You offended too? God damn.
So, yeah.
He definitely did take it too far. And then the fact that he mentions the white people in the audience, like, it's like, that was a backwards slap in the face. Like, what are you talking? Yeah.
It was in poor taste.
Yeah.
I can take a joke. If anyone knows me, I laugh at almost any and everything.
Right.
So I'm not easily offended. However, sitting in the audience hearing that as a Black man on stage, thinking that that's something that's funny in a room full of white people, and you can even tell that they were uncomfortable by the like hesitant, and some of them may have been nervously laughing because it's like, ugh, this is cringy. What do we do in this moment?
Right.
That wasn't funny.
No.
Especially when as what we as a Black people went through and are still going through during that time, and what his death meant. And what it spearheaded, and the protest and everything that came from it. Why would you think, when there's so many other things that we can talk about and laugh about, why would you think that
was the funniest thing? How could you?
And no one in your corner, no one in your camp. That's why I'm like, I don't know who I meant to do my due diligence and research really who this guy is prior to the show, but I didn't have time. So if you guys know who he is, please drop it in the comments and let me know. But I'm definitely going to do my research afterwards. But you don't have anyone in your camp that you're reviewing your material with that might be like,
No, he holding them close to him. He don't want Cat Williams and everybody else to get next to it. So it still fall on deaf ears at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, because it went viral, and because people were like, yeah, this isn't funny, and tore his ass to shreds, he decided to issue an apology. And here is his apology for those of you who have not seen it.
Hi, this is comedian David Lucas. You know me from Kill Tony and other various roast shows. I'm an edgy, push the boundary comedian. And my job as a comedian is to bring humor in dire situations. With that being said, there's a clip that is circulating around social media. And since that clip has came out, I have spoken to a lot of George Floyd's family. I spoke to Cal Wayne, Trader Truth, Steven Jackson. And my intention was to never cause harm to his family or make them revisit a moment that happened a few years ago. I'm a father, so I get it. I understand how his kids feel. I've spoken to his whole family, and we've came, to an understanding as to how to move forward from this. And just want to apologize to his kids and everybody who was close to him.
Run up, get done up. Run up, get done up.
When I hear someone say, first of all, the beginning of his so-called apology of like, oh, I pushed the envelope, there's a difference here. Okay. There's a huge difference of pushing the envelope and being completely disrespectful. Because if you're saying, oh, I'm a father, oh, I didn't mean, what did you think was going to happen? When your black ass with your childbearing hips sat down, he was a hippie ass man. But when you really sat down and said, let me work through this joke, this is going to kill him.
Right.
You really thought that in your black ass mind of someone who could potentially have been in George Floyd's shoes, or someone who could have been, pulled over by the police and, profiled or whatever have you. You really, in your guts, thought that was a funny joke and that was something that you should put in your material to put on stage for the masses, and that we were going to sit here, especially, the rest of the black people in the audience, we're going to sit here and be like, ha!
That's funny.
That was a good one.
No, like he probably should have been lucky because somebody should have ran up on his stage and gave him the business. Because at this point, like, sir, if you're a father, so to understand if that was to happen to your child and someone was to make a joke about it,
or even you,
that part,
and your children are watching someone make a mockery or making a joke of you. When we sat here and witnessed a black man die and it went everywhere, went completely viral. We all saw it.
Right.
And you're sitting here saying, oh, I didn't mean
to offend. So, well, what were your intentions? Because it wasn't to be funny. That wasn't funny. It was definitely in poor taste. Extreme or not, you went way too far. And it's time to put the button on your ass. Period.
And if you felt like you didn't do anything wrong, why did you apologize?
Because he knew he was wrong.
That's what I'm saying. So if you said that, oh, I pushed the envelope, I'm this, that, and the third, you would have stood 10 toes down and said, I said what I said. I thought it was funny.
You would have pulled a Dave Chappelle. That's it.
That's all I'm saying. But being as though you knew you were wrong and you had these conversations, and his family more than likely reached out to you and told you how ridiculous and how ignorant and how stupid it was for you to sit here and make such a tasteless joke, because there is a such thing as not having any sort of taste or class in comedy. People want to go ahead and throw that word around and make it sound, oh, well, it's comedy. I get it. But there are limits and there are boundaries. And just like when we say children are off limits, I feel like this is something where it's like, damn well that was off limits because it wasn't funny.
Exactly.
And if no one is laughing with you, come on. Come on, nigga. Do better.
Do better.
That's all I'm saying. Just do better. Do better. And I am so tired of people talking about I didn't mean and then want to apologize. No, you meant what you said. You got caught. You thought it was going to be well received. It wasn't. Now you want to apologize to save face because you know very well that you could be canceled. And nigga, we don't even know who you are. So you're already off to a bad start. When you have to tell people who you are in your apology.
Hi, I'm the guy that made the bad joke.
Oh, I'm on such and such. And I'm still like, who? What? once again, for those of you watching, if you know who this man is, please educate me. I'm going to go down the rabbit hole to figure out who he is. But if I have to do that, goes to show that, sir, you're not making any noise. So have a seat, do better, and please stop it. Don't be, that stereotypical Negro. It's like, oh, I'm gonna make the white people laugh.
And they not even laughing.
They didn't even laugh.
They scared as hell.
Because even they know that was in poor taste.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
To each his own. I can't even make an excuse for that dumb shit.
Exactly. And I don't even want to give this man any more of a platform than what he deserves, because you look crazy and everything about you is awful. So with that said, let's move on to something else that is awful. Donald Glover, as you all know, who also goes by the alias of Childish Gambino, he's in the headlines, and I find this to be a little odd for why people feel the need to go ahead and try to put him on blast. But people are saying that they feel as though he has ill will towards Black women, and he came out, in a recent interview and was like, that actually hurts me. And what I didn't know was that a lot of the backlash was because of his project that he did called Swarm. Did you watch that?
Not yet. I've seen yes, I did. It was loosely based off of Beyonce.
Yes.
Okay, yes. I saw that
with Dominique Fishback. Yeah.
Yes. It was really good.
Were you offended by it?
No.
So essentially, there was a strong group of people, who felt as though he did not write Black women in the best light when it came to that project, and that he continuously do so. And they're also attacking the fact that he's not with a Black woman and all these things. Once again, I'm not, it takes a lot to offend me.
Right.
What David Lucas did offended me. This, I don't see where I'm supposed to be offended, because Swarm was about fandom.
Right.
And we all know how ridiculous some of these fans get. I.e. the Barbs, the Navy, the Swifties, the Beehive.
Who's the Navy?
Rihanna.
Oh, that's what they.
Yeah, Rihanna Navy.
I didn't know. Hey,
just saying.
Okay.
We all know how ridiculous they can get, to the point where Megan's people had to get security around her mother's grave in fear that some of the Barbs would deface it. Yeah, so we know how crazy people can get when it comes to fandom. This wasn't a black or white issue. This was just like, hey, let's show y'all how ridiculous this can be, and let's push it a little bit more to where people are even willing to commit murder over somebody that they love. So when I read the article and they're like, oh, well, we were just so offended by it. What was there to be offended about?
Like, and isn't that loosely based off of a true story?
Everyone was saying that this was based off of no,
because they did the pictures in the documentary at the end.
He that's his style. He makes it seem like it's true when it's not, just like the whole goofy thing in Atlanta.
I believe that too. I was like, yo, did you know? But I mean, that's part of the reason why I enjoy him as an artist, because it feels real. It feels classic. It's something that you're like, wait a minute, did I just miss that? Or what I'm saying? It makes you think about what's going on. I don't think he wrote anybody in the bad light. He had an all Black cast when it came to this,
and he gave young actresses a chance to be able to be a part of something that was really dope. And even look at what he did with Atlanta. Like, even when he wrote Van, like, okay, yes, she was a single mother and they were trying to make it work, but I didn't think any less of her. She was educated, she was working, she was trying to get her stuff together with her child. Like, it was realistic,
absolutely,
in my opinion. And if anything, I saw him poking fun more at men in that project. Like, of course they had the stuff with Drake and how ridiculous people can be, but it was coming from a relatable standpoint where we're like, we all know people like this. So I'm not understanding where the faux upset is, or the outrage. What are y'all talking about?
I'm confused on that too. Like, you lost me, try again, hit the restart button, because it's not going down on this one.
Look, I'm gonna keep rocking with Donald Glover. I think he's an amazing writer. I enjoy him as an actor. Atlanta was a phenomenal project. It saddens me that he had to bring it to an end. Don't know if I'm gonna watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Not really here for that.
I am, just because
it's him.
Okay. He's such a cutie. I enjoy watching him. I really do enjoy watching him.
I can see you're giddy, girl. Okay. Let us know how that goes. You can report back.
Okay.
no Donald Glover slander over here. I don't understand what the outrage is about. And if you guys know something that he may have done or said, please educate me. But he's somebody that I do like to follow closely because I enjoy what it is that he's doing. And he's also giving us projects that we ask about.
Right.
Like we've asked for things like Atlanta, you know, and then even giving us the psychological thriller of Swarm. Like we're asking for these projects he's given us, and we're like, no, you don't like black women.
What? Did I not just put a bunch of black women in some roles right here? Like, come on. Try.
Oh, and you know what they said that they this is where the outrage came from. Because he told Dominique Fishback, who was a star of Swarm, that I don't want you to think of this as a human being when studying for her role. He's like, think of it more of like an animalistic sort of thing. And people were offended by that because they felt as though he's trying to compare black women to animals.
No, like maybe they didn't watch the project, because if you watch it, like it was clear from the story that they set up about the girl, she already had some sort of attachment issue. So like her main thing was surviving because she was adopted in the thing. So like, I get it. Animal, primal, survive for yourself. And that's what she did to continue to scam people and kill them and go to Beyonce concerts and bite her in the face.
That part. So like I said, no Donald Glover slander on this platform unless you do something crazy. Until then, I'm going to continuously support this young black man because, I mean, come on. Come on. So that is your entertainment news. We are going to be back with our messy letter, which when I tell y'all this one is messy, but the title is Should I Stay or Should I Go? And I feel like when you ask that question, the answer always should be go. Because why are you asking us?
Don't ask me. I ain't dating nobody.
Neither am I. It's okay, girl. It's okay. But we'll be back. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with our messy letter. It's TDS Radio, our voice, our culture. It's TDS Radio, your girl SoFab and
OBLIO.
And we are back, and we are going to go ahead. Oh, go ahead and give me a little bit more volume, girl.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and get into our messy letter. Should I stay or should I go? And as always, it starts with, please keep me anonymous.
Okay. Anonymous it is.
Here's the scenario. I've been in a committed relationship for almost 4 years, living together after the first 6 months. When things are good, just the thought of him makes my heart smile. Yet when it's bad, it's borderline total devastation. For the most part, our problems arise from his lies and insecure nature. He had a rough childhood and carries those feelings of abandonment with him, which has often become a problem for us. Okay. As of late, we exist as roommates in our home, no intimacy for months. I recently found out that he has been asking some of his exes for nude photos. When I confronted him, he apologized, and his explanation was that he was angry at me. He has proposed 5 times, but we've not yet done so.
Get married.
Yeah, I think that's what she meant. As he was still legally married, separated for 9 years. Girl, okay. That took longer as he felt she would prevent him from seeing his kids, which for a while she did. Then even longer as she refused to sign the papers. This has now been resolved. Earlier this week, he again said he wants to marry me, but I'm so hurt. I don't know that doing so would be a smart move. I've asked him for years to seek counseling to finally work through his childhood issues, and have even offered to do couples counseling with him. He agreed, but has never made an effort to start. I have no doubt that he still loves me and I love him. Just at a crossroad of, do I continue to stand strong in hopes that things will get better, or pack his things and send him on his way? So what do you think, O? That's a lot in that letter.
That is a lot. First of all, friend, the man is married. Well, was married. He was married while you were dealing with him. I don't know, because I don't really, I'm still trying to process this at this point. So, okay, he was married while y'all were going through all of this back and forth. You're upset because he's lied. I'm guessing he's cheated too.
It doesn't say he cheated. She just said that she found some nude photos, or he had been asking for nude photos from an ex. And that when she confronted him, he apologized, and the explanation was that he was angry at her.
That's still not a good excuse to ask any friend. I would say if you're willing to forgive him, and just carry on about your relationship at this point. If you're going to marry him, go ahead and marry him. And hopefully maybe there'll be a little bit more consistency, but Kim, I don't.
My love, sweetums, pumpkin pie.
Yes.
Boochie coochie boochie boo.
Oh, what, Kim?
Boochie coochie boochie boo. Leave this man alone. Okay. For numerous reasons. Now, y'all have been in a relationship and been committed for almost 4 years. However, during those 4 years, this man was still legally married.
Yeah.
And separated for 9 years. Whatever the issue was for why he was still legally married has nothing to do with you. He needs to finish that chapter of his book before he decides to pursue anyone. Why in the world are you trying to talk to me when you are still attached to another woman? Legally. So that right there should have been a hard no. Then you sit here and say, when things are good, they're great. He makes your heart smile. Oh. It's amazing. But when it's bad, it's borderline total devastation. Your words. Why in the world?
Yeah, that's too much.
And I understand when it comes to relationships, when things get bad, they can get bad. But we're already not starting off on a good foot. He's still legally married. And then you're saying when things get bad, it's total devastation. That's horrible. It should never get to the point where you're like, I am devastated by whatever actions or whatever, words that are coming out of your mouth. Yeah. That's another thing. Then on top of that, you said that y'all are just basically roommates. There's no intimacy. So he's not sleeping with you. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
For months. It's not like, oh, it's been, like a couple weeks or whatever. For months, you said we exist as roommates in our home. No intimacy for months. However, he has found the time to ask his exes for new photos. Now, is the ex his ex-wife?
Right.
Or is it another ex that he has been messing around with while he was still married? This man is a mess. Then he's even saying, well, you say he had a rough childhood and carries feelings of abandonment. We've all gone through shit.
Right.
We all have our issues. What we decide to do as adults.
It's two different things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, I do see that she said that she told him that he needs to seek counseling. I don't care how many times you tell a person that they need to go to therapy. They're not going to go unless they're ready.
Yeah.
This man in this letter does not sound like he's somebody who's ready to go.
Oh, absolutely not.
And then on top of that, you're saying, let's get couples counseling. No. Before we even go there, he needs to take care of his shit.
Yes.
You need to back away. And like we said before the letter even started, if you have to ask yourself, should I stay or should I go? It's time for you to go. It never should have started in the beginning, because that to me is crazy.
Yeah, especially the man was married. Bottom line,
that in itself is a hard no for me. Hold on, we have a comment. If he does that just being married, what is he going to do when he's pissed? Listen, I'm just saying. That's the other thing. So instead of you wanting to communicate and talk to me as to why you're mad at me or what it is that I did, you decide to go and talk to an ex and say, oh, give me some new photos.
Right.
What?
Like, how is that even logical, sir? So
you're not even a rational being,
No.
So why in the world would you want to have a relationship with someone like this? And as our good cuz said, when you are completely livid, just pissed off, you're going to go and cheat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
absolutely.
If you're not already, because
cheat or just completely run away.
Because y'all been together for 4 years. So I don't know if he want to do that, but
I don't know. What we talking? He already asking girls for new photos. Next is sleeping on your couch. Can I sleep on your couch, roommate?
Oh gosh, terrible.
Yeah.
But then the thing is, like I said, I still go back to she said that he had a rough childhood and carries feelings of abandonment with him, which has often become a problem for us. As of late, we exist as roommates in our home, no intimacy for months. So what is going on in the relationship and in your household? What is happening here?
Yeah.
And you only recently found out that he was asking for nudes from an ex. So we don't know if he may have acted on anything.
Right.
We don't know what that communication could have led to or whatever have you. And then you're saying like, oh, he apologized. You only apologize because you got caught.
That part.
Like the unfunny nigga. You're only apologizing because you've gotten dragged. So you're apologizing because you got caught. And then now what the other thing that stuck out to me is you said this man proposed to you 5 times and you said no. Every single time he has proposed to you, you said no, but yet you're sitting here asking us what you should do.
Right.
Girl, what's your intuition telling you?
Obviously no. Like you already told the man no. So yeah.
5 times?
Yeah, I don't know. I think after 3, I would have gave up. Like, fuck it.
If I'm the guy, after 1, you didn't told me no. Oh, baby, I'm done. Like you didn't gave me my answer. I'm not going to change him
for the second time.
Absolutely not. You're not going to embarrass me twice. The fuck? I done poured my heart out to you, baby. Will you do me the honor and marry me? Oh, bitch, give me my damn ring. I am leaving.
Don't ever call my phone.
But 5 times, sir, she's told you no 5 times,
and she still want to stay.
And you're asking us, what should I do? Girl, leave. What? Why are you even at who are your friends?
Yeah.
Because if this was one of my girlfriends, I'd be like, nah, bitch.
What are we doing?
This man was married.
Right.
What? That alone should be like, I'm good. And you want to say here, oh, well, the reason why he was legally separated was because she was going to use the kids as pawns or whatever.
Right, like,
Even if that is the case.
Right.
go handle your business first before you come over here.
Right.
Because I'm not hearing where she is having, where she has any kids or she has any issues or anything like that. And she may, but it's not being stated in this letter. So we're going to take it as exactly what it is and how it's written. So let's just say you don't have any kids, you don't have any problems or whatever have you. Now this man is bringing his problems into your world and making them your problems. Because now you're like, well, yeah, because she did do that. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
Whatever you and homegirl got going on with y'all kids and y'all marriage, fix it, make it work, and don't make it my problem.
Nah, because I ain't got time to be
Hello?
baby mamas and ex-wives.
And guess what? I don't want to hear about the drama.
Right. No.
I don't.
No.
I don't. Now, if we were in a relationship and, we've been in a relationship for some time and then she started wilding out, I could understand. But if this is the beginning stages, we're still trying to get to know each other, whatever have you, and you're coming in hot and ready, like Little Caesar's Pizza.
Little Caesar's Pizza.
You coming in hot. I'm good. You stay over there. So ma'am, you first of all, you've got to want better for yourself, which a part of you feels like you do. Yeah. Because you wouldn't be writing this letter.
Right.
And you wouldn't be asking. You're just hoping that someone will give you a glimmer or a glimpse of hope for you to stay and work it out. And I do believe in working on relationships. And I do believe that, if, as Coach would say, if there's been no physical abuse, things can be worked out. But however, there are boundaries.
Yeah.
There are limits and there are red flags where this relationship should not have happened to begin with.
Absolutely.
There's a difference between starting the relationship off on a bad note and then you got between that and then you guys are in it together and then things happen.
Right.
This all started off.
It started off with for the beginning. So I agree. I definitely agree because it's not necessary.
What's our good cuz saying? I don't think he wants to be married or committed at all. He just keeps asking to marry her just because as she knows she's going to stick around. He's comfortable. I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah. Because
what's the point?
Thank you. What? Couldn't get it out fast enough. Thank you. My brain got stuck. I was like, whoa.
I got you.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we really doing here?
Wasting somebody's time at this point, because if he's doing that just because he know it will make her just, everything feel comfortable, you're wasting that girl time. Just walk away.
Don't use me as, your comfort or your therapy or whatever it is you feel that you need to make you feel better.
Right.
That's no. I need you to come into the relationship already self-aware of what it is that you need, your wants, and not bringing in childhood trauma. You're a grown-ass man.
Okay.
I understand we all have some sort of childhood trauma, but like I said from the beginning, what we decide to do about it is what sets people apart.
Absolutely.
You're not going to use that as a crutch.
No.
Absolutely not.
Not around me, at least.
Hello. Because the thing is, she can talk about what she's been through.
Right.
No one has had an ideal picture perfect childhood. There's been some sort of bullshit that we've all experienced, have went through, have done, whatever have you. But as an adult, you are now making the conscious decision to either allow that to define you or say, no, I'm like seeing this. Exactly.
And I'm going to keep it moving. Yeah.
I'm going to go do what it is that I need to do. She knows that this man needs therapy. He knows that he needs therapy, but he's not acting on it because you said that you have asked him for years with an S, to seek counseling to finally work through his childhood issues and have even offered to do couples counseling. He agreed, but has never made the effort to start. He doesn't want to deal with his issues.
He doesn't.
And it also sounds like a man who keeps running away from his issues and thinking that a new partner is going to be able to help him in whatever it is that he's going through instead of just facing it head on himself. Leave this man alone, girl.
Run.
And you do me a favor and you go to therapy because you need to figure out why it is that you want to stay with someone like that. There is not enough intimacy, love, sex, companionship in the world for me to deal with someone like this.
Oh no. not whatsoever.
Especially once you establish your peace. Now, if you're somebody where you're like, I don't know what's going on, you're not really self-aware, like I said, or emotionally intelligent, or in a place where you feel comfortable with you, you will fall victim to this.
Absolutely.
You will definitely fall victim to this. But when you get to a point where you're like, I am at peace, this is, and then I value my peace, because a lot of people don't, they thrive in drama and issues and stuff like that. But when you value your peace and being able to sleep at night without your stomach in knots, or, you're tossing and turning and your body's tense because you worried about this, that, and the third, you don't have time for stuff like this.
No, not at all.
And I don't care about what it is that you went through as a child when you're sitting here in my face as a grown ass man. Go fix it.
Yeah.
Go fix it.
That's the only thing you can do. I mean, because after that, you're going to repeat a cycle with somebody else. And so, girl, run and go get your help. I definitely agree on that one. But he's not going to change.
No, not until he's ready. Not until he's ready. And when he is ready to change, go ahead and allow him to do the work necessary so that he can, because it's not going to be easy. Therapy is not easy. It really makes you have to take a deep look inside yourself and have to deal with all the messed up shit that you did and what other people have done, and learn how to cope with that.
Yeah.
So he's still going to need some time. He's not ready yet, girl. Not ready yet. Not ready yet. But I just need people to do better. I really do. And stop jumping into relationships and thinking that that's supposed to replace any sort of hurt or therapy, when they need to just go ahead and do the work themselves, and then be like, okay, well, as I'm actively working through this, on my journey, like the stuff of the wife should be done. But as you're actively working on your journey of healing yourself and being self-aware of your triggers and what it is that bothers you and all stuff like that, I can see you possibly dating, Still wait until you're in a good headspace.
Right.
But if you're not willing to do any of that, the worst thing you can do is try to make whatever it is in your head, the potential that you see in a person, work, and think that that's what's going to happen, because it's not.
It's not.
You've created this whole entire fantasy, and you've fallen in love with whatever side of this man that he presents to you when he's ready to do so, when he's in the mood to present it to you, and thinking that, oh, well, I'll just take that 30% that I get, and it's worth the 70%
that she gets
of bullshit that I experience. It's not worth it, girl. It is not worth it. Don't do it. Run. Break it off, let it go. And I know that sometimes when you're in relationships with people off and on, and it's been for a very, very long time, you do get comfortable. But at some point, and it's going to hurt and it's going to suck, because you're going to miss the good about this person. You want to go ahead and blank out the bad times. You're going to miss the good about this person. But when you get lonely, and when you sit here and think, I should call or text, think about how you sat here and told us. Yet when it's bad, it's borderline total devastation, and really sit with that and think, do I want to deal with that bullshit?
Right.
Especially when you're sitting in your bed,
comfortable,
listening to the crickets. You got your snacks, watching your favorite TV show. You're at ease. Your shoulders aren't at your ears.
Got your favorite blanket.
You got your blanket, maybe a heating blanket, and you're nice and warm. And you got your glass of wine. You got your bonnet on. You done took a fresh shower and exfoliated. You're smelling good, and you got your candles lit and all that stuff like that.
The vibe.
When you are in that space, think about somebody coming along and fucking up all of that. And is it worth it?
No.
Thank you.
Hell no. Get the fuck out the room.
I'm just saying, if there's more bad times than good, this is not a relationship that you need to be in. And especially since this man did not take care of business, because you sitting here telling me that you've been separated for 9 years. Get out of my face now, nigger.
What?
Get out of my face now, nigger. 9 years?
Yeah.
9 years?
That's a long time.
You have been connected to this woman 9 years? Absolutely not. No.
9 years.
No.
And it took you that long to get a divorce.
because she might keep the kids away from me. Well, y'all need to figure it out without me.
Right. Yeah, because that's
no.
Sir.
And call me heartless. Y'all may watch this back and be like, Kim, you're being too hard.
Apparently, is he seeing the kids even though they're separated?
She does not say that. She just said that
because that sounds like a bullshit excuse next.
Exactly. Separated for 9 years. That took longer as he felt she would prevent him from seeing the kids, which for a while she did. Then even longer as she refused to sign the papers. This has now been resolved.
Okay.
Still not my problem.
Right. Yeah, no.
Because, the ex-wife may still have been in love and thought maybe y'all could figure it out, whatever. You have already jumped into something new without finishing. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's
no. I kindly, Coach was saying earlier this week, let me send you back.
Right.
Baby. I'm going to go ahead and send you back. And y'all see if y'all can work it out. And if you can't work it out, don't come my way. Because you got to work it out first. Just saying.
What you got to do, Kim?
Work it out. Next time a nigga comes to your house with issues, work it out. Work it out. Bring it out. Work it out. Life is too short, and your peace and your mental state is too valuable to deal with things like this. And like I said, I understand relationships are not going to be perfect, but when it gets to the point where she is saying total devastation, that's a problem.
Yeah,
that's a problem. That is a problem. And then, like I said, he proposed 5 times and you said no. So, girl, it's a general consensus. We're all saying, let it go.
No, where my horn at?
Where
my horn at?
Let it go. Wait,
yeah, I like that.
One more time. Let it go, girl. Let it go. Like the song said. So once again, you guys can always chime in on the messy letter. Let us know what you think. Give us your thoughts, your honest opinions, because as you can see, they get messier and messier each and every day. And we will have a brand new one tomorrow. And now we're going to go ahead and get into Blockbuster. Yes, girl. Let's go ahead and let's talk about it. I don't know if the graphics is going to work. Let's see if it works. Let's see. It worked. Yay! So let's get on into Blockbuster. So as you guys have heard us talk about multiple times on the show, we talk about, different movies, different TV shows. We'll watch them, we rate them, and we let you know. Last time I talked about the We Are the World documentary, and Coach gave me a hard time. That's because he doesn't like 80s music, but it was a really good documentary.
Okay.
A very good documentary. And I'm always here for a good documentary. So, if you have suggestions, send them my way. I promise you I will watch them and I will let you know and rate them. But one of the things that we were talking about was American Fiction.
Okay.
This is not a documentary. This is a movie. I'm sorry. That was a horrible segue. American Fiction is a movie that came out last year. Yeah, last year. Definitely has racked up its awards. Golden Globes, I believe, is also even Oscar nominated as well.
Oh.
And the Oscars are coming up next month. Yes, next month. But it's essentially a story. Jeffrey Wright is in it. Issa Rae, Tracee Ellis Ross, Sterling K. Brown are all in the film. But it's about a writer who is having a hard time selling his books that are coming from more of an intellectual reader standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes across Centaur Golden, who is played by Issa Rae, who has this book, and it's written from like a hood ghetto like narrative, and they talking like slave, like we's doing, and how can you not, like all that type of craziness. But everyone is loving the book. Like
Okay.
she gets so much success, from it. And, people are eating it up. So it makes him have to sit back and think like, well, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
Why am I not selling? Why am I not at the point that she's at, when what she's putting out there is complete trash, at least from our standpoint. Like it's a mockery of the Black culture.
I could say two things about artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he then, as a joke, decides to write a completely ignorant piece and, sends it out there for it to get picked up. And surprisingly, it does.
Oh, wow.
And they're loving it. They're like, oh my God, this piece is amazing. And it's just so gritty. And it's this. And then now he's having to play this new author because he used a different alias. He's having to play this author that served time and is a felon and all this. Yes. To try to play up this character of this is the guy who wrote the book, when he's having this internal struggle of like, this is awful. I don't want to have to do this in order to get to a point where I'm being considered a literary great or where I'm winning awards and stuff like that. But it was a really good movie. It's a really good movie. Let me start there. I'll get into why I was like, really good movie. Phenomenal acting. Jeffrey Wright is amazing. Sterling K. Brown, I love him more and more with each role that he's given. And this one, he was actually playing Jeffrey Wright's brother, and he was a plastic surgeon whose wife found him cheating on her with a gay man and took him to the cleaners.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and now he's strung out on drugs and whatever.
Oh, wow.
But his character was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. And to see him in that role playing a gay man where it wasn't over the top, I enjoyed. And then Erica Alexander is in it from Maxine Shaw from In Living Single.
Yeah,
she's in it as well. She's playing Jeffrey Wright's love interest. So like I said, it was a good story. I enjoyed it. It kind of was a softer version of Bamboozled by Spike Lee. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's an old movie.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it came out in like 2001. But it's the same thing where Damon Wayans is having a struggle of, do I put out ridiculous content just to make sure that I'm getting the viewership, or do I continue to produce like intellectual, concepts? And when he finally decides to go ahead and be a smartass and be like, well, I'm just going to bring blackface back, everyone loved it. And then he too had that internal struggle of like, I am selling out just to get to a point where I'm getting noticed by my peers.
Right.
So like I said, it's a softer version of that because Spike Lee went for it. It was like, sheesh, but it was good. Really good.
Okay.
I suggest y'all watch that. Watch Bamboozled if you've never seen it. It's one of Spike Lee's best films, even though he did not get the credit for it. I think it was too early for its time. I think if it came out now, it would explode.
Right, because 2001, I was first grade?
Oh, girl.
Maybe first grade.
No, you ain't see that.
Yeah.
No, you didn't see it. Okay. That just made me feel old. But that's okay. It's one of the movies where later on I watched it.
Okay.
But it's good. So going back to American Fiction, one of the things that I had a problem with it was I felt like they put storylines in there that weren't necessarily needed. As happy as I was to see Maxine Shaw, she wasn't needed. That storyline wasn't needed. As happy as I was to see Leslie Uggams, she wasn't needed. She's an older actress. She plays his mom who is suffering from dementia, and he's having to take on the weight of caring for his mom. But it wasn't needed. It did nothing for the overall plot. His love interest did nothing for the overall plot. And it's just like, let's just focus more on him and his internal struggle of having to sell out in order to sell. So that was one of the things where I kind of had a problem with it because it made the movie longer than what it needed to be. And then once we finally got to the end, it's like, wrap it up.
Like, okay, you just left this strays, but all right.
Like, hold on. That like y'all just kind of rushed through this. So though that would probably be my biggest complaint about it. And I feel like a lot of movies are doing that nowadays where everything is essentially about how can we make the movie longer when it's like, no, just tell the story, make sure it's a good story, lock it in. And if it's an hour and 30 minutes, hour and 40 minutes, cool.
Right.
But it was a 2-hour movie.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it was 2 hours. Strong 2 hours. It was like 1 hour and 59 seconds.
Oh, wow.
But like I said, those were the two storylines where I was like, this does nothing for the overall plot.
Right.
However, good messaging. And I also love the fact that, even his editor sat down with him and told him, he was like, you have Johnny Walker Red, Johnny Walker Blue, and Johnny Walker Black. Each, even though it's coming from the same distributor, each beverage is for a different person. The red is shit. The blue is okay. The black is, top notch. So he was saying, kind of telling him like, yes, even though you are this educated, writer or whatever, sometimes you might have to go outside of yourself to do something for a specific audience. Not necessarily this, but just be mindful that you might have to move around and ease a little bit. So that was something. And then what I found funny, which I don't think it was supposed to be like one of the most iconic scenes in the movie, was they were poking fun at like these whole Black history things that these networks do, where they're like, oh, it's Black History Month, but they'll only play Roots or Rosewood or, anything that's Black trauma. Yeah. Anything that is Black trauma. They'll be like, happy Black History Month. I'm like, I don't want to watch this shit. Come on. So seeing that scene, it kind of made me chuckle a little bit, because these companies know, like, y'all always think that our Black history always has to be rooted in trauma. It doesn't have to be.
No.
Like, we have so many accomplishments and so many things, and stop making everything about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Barack Obama, like the same people. But anyway, that's
the same.
Yeah, we're going down a rabbit hole. But if you guys have not seen American Fiction, definitely go see it. I'll give it a solid, on a scale of 1 to 5, I'll give it a solid 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah. Solid 4.5. It was entertaining. Like I said, they do have different storylines. I may be a little bit harder on it than other people, but to me, it just didn't do anything for me. So
for 2 hours.
Yeah. We could have cut that out and made it like an hour and 35, something like that. The other thing is, oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my goodness. We have talked about it before on this platform, and I know my brother, he definitely is like, why in the world would you even be interested? Why would you watch something like this? Why? Tell me why.
Because we enjoy the drama.
It's okay. Love is Blind. Love is Blind season 6 is officially back. It debuted yesterday for Valentine's Day. And this season is taking place in Charlotte. Now, for those of you who have never watched Love is Blind, the concept of the show is where people go into these pods. You don't see one another. So the men are on one side, the women are on the other, and you're solely just communicating by asking questions to one another. And they're posing the question, is love blind? Because I'm just getting to know you and who you are and your characteristics. And I'm not necessarily falling for you as a person on an attraction base, So it has had some pretty successful relationships, some awful relationships. There's definitely been drama this season, because y'all know I had to watch it. I'm a huge fan of this show, and why I keep coming back. One of the reasons why I keep coming back is because I love love. So seeing these couples work, especially the Black couples, warms my heart. Same thing with Married at First Sight. When I see Black couples, or even just any couple, work and they genuinely love each other, that makes me feel good, because it gives you hope that, okay, you can still find someone out here.
Right.
Even though it's awful. So when this dropped, I was like, of course I'm going to watch season 6. And it's in Charlotte. It's one of our neighboring cities. Let's check out and see what's going on. This by far is probably one of the weirdest seasons. Already. It's performative.
Okay.
And y'all can mark my words on this. I don't care. You can cut this up and share it on social media, whatever you do. I said what I said. This season is extremely performative. And I feel like people now are only going on the show because they know what comes with it. They know that there are potential endorsement deals. They know that you can potentially become America's sweetheart. And you know that potentially you can get, spinoffs and, become an influencer. Like, there are things that come with this show because it's so popular, And so many of the people who have been on there, they have been asked to do TV shows and things like that. Like, yes, there's things that comes with it. So I feel like because these people know it, that's what they're looking for. So they're doing anything possible to try to be, that next sweetheart or that next heartbreaker or that next villain. Because there's been some people who have gone on to be on other shows because they've been assholes on this show.
Oh.
And it's ridiculous.
So the producers are producing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the people on the show are falling for it. And it's no longer becoming about something so simple and sweet, which is just people who are genuinely at a point where they don't know how to find a partner. So they're trying this and they really want to find love, So you don't know who's being genuine. You don't know who's actually on here to want to actually build with someone, or if they're just on here to get, some Instagram followers.
Right.
There's one guy on there. I don't care. I said it. I feel like he's a serial killer because
oh my God.
He's weird as hell. Okay. Like he went on there. He came on there with his little notebook and he's like, I have 15 questions that I'm going to ask you. You can pick from 1 to 15. And the girls are like 3. And then he'll ask the question. And then, someone will be like, well, tell me about yourself. Or they'll start like elaborating on the question. He walks out.
Huh?
Yes. Like, he's like, I don't want to hear that. Like, they started talking too much and I don't normally talk too much about myself, or I've never really had anyone ask me these types of questions. And, I don't typically go out. If you're Jeffrey Dahmer, just say
you
it.
Here? Like,
and that's
what I done messed up. Why are you here? Because you're here to meet somebody. And of course, you're going to hear things you don't like. You're going to see things you don't like. You're going to, go through uncomfortable things with meeting with somebody. But the fact that you had the audacity that you think you about to get up and walk away from me.
And he did it.
We got another problem.
It was so awkward. Like, she's literally, you asked me a question. I'm answering it, sir. And I guess he got fed up because either she was talking too much or whatever, and walked out of the room. What? Y'all, he's weird. Okay. Yeah. He's weird. And I am not going to get all into the nuts and berries of it all because I want people to watch it. And of course, like I said, give me your feedback. Let me know. I am all for it. DM me. Let me know what you think of the show, because I genuinely enjoy hearing what other people think of shows like this, because I love social experiments. Yeah. I nerd out on them. I really do. I'm like, yes, let's do it. Let's do social experiments. And so anytime I see shows that are based around social experiments, I am sold. And I enjoy seeing how people act in certain situations such as this. So in this situation, you're a serial killer.
Yeah.
You can't tell me any differently.
Yeah.
And then you have some people where it's like, like I said, they know that the camera's there. And there's one guy, he immediately was like, yeah, because, I just feel like sometimes we just got to cry.
Huh?
Nothing on this show is that deep for you to give me your best Oscar-winning performance, sir.
He was about to bust out of tears.
And he was like, I'm gonna take my glasses off so y'all can see my eyes. The hell you think this is? An R&B concert?
It was the Lovers and Friends tour.
Right. And it's also interesting to see how people react when they realize that they have some competition. So like I said, the premise of the show is for you to date around, to talk and, find other people that you have common interests with. And then when you feel like you found the one, the guy proposes, and then you meet each other after he proposes. So then you can see what what the person looks like. One girl on there, AD, for those of you who are watching and who will watch, AD, she actually ended up, I'll say, befriending the serial killer, because okay. And then another guy.
Together.
Yes. Then another guy, Clay. Once Clay found out that there was somebody else in the running, Clay lost his shit. He started screaming at her and, why would you not tell me? And, how could you do this? Whoa.
Wait, Clay is not the...
No, he's not the serial killer. It was the other guy.
Sir, we didn't even have relations yet.
No.
You're already tripping over this. Like, what? Daddy. Go crazy.
What?
Daddy, go crazy. Yeah, show me your passion. Show me your passion. He was going to let him know that's mine.
No, not good. Say yes, Daddy. This dude,
passionate.
That was too much passion. If you are passionate like that, I am not the person for you. because that he went from 0 to 100. I'm like, this dude is going to punch a wall. Like,
what did he say there?
He was like, I can't believe you have someone else. There's another person. Yes, that's what we're here for. Y'all, and I'm telling y'all, watch the show and please, SoFab Kim on Instagram, DM me, let me know what you think. Tell me if I'm tripping, but I'm like, dude, we're literally here to have conversations. This is what dating is, and I think people forget that and think that because I like you, you should only be talking to me.
Yeah. Okay, question. Is that within the first 3 episodes?
Yes, girl, we got a long way to go. I'm still 2 episodes short. Like, and then this is only the first half. So the first half of it is where you get to know the people. People start, finding out who they like, and then they propose. Then the next set is the honeymoon phase where, they go and everybody's in love because they're in Mexico and tropical waters, drinks is flowing, and people sleeping together, and you think you've found the one. Then you come home from the honeymoon and you're living together, and that's when shit gets real. Yes. And then they have an event where you can see the other people from the pods. So you can potentially see, like, say if you were in there, you fell in love with guy A, but you was feeling guy B. You go to this party, you see guy B, and you're like, shit, he looks good.
Come over here, let me tickle your fancy.
You should have auditioned us. I would have supported you on being on this show. But it's meant to create drama. But one thing that I have seen is that when people are serious about the experiment and they're serious about finding love and they find their person, they ain't even moved by the other people. They're like, oh yeah, that's such and such. Hey, how you doing? It's nice to finally seeing you.
Okay.
But anyway, my partner,
right.
It's for the people who were like, I chose you because I didn't want to be the last person to get chosen. So I'm gonna just go with you. But I was really feeling this person, but they were feeling somebody else. And now that I see what you look like, I'm going to try to weasel my way to try to mess up y'all relationship. So there is drama for those of you who are looking for drama when it comes to the show. There definitely is drama. But like I said, watch it. I would love to know your thoughts.
I'm going to watch it tonight. I'm going to record myself like, Kim, look. What did you tell me? There was someone else.
The way I would have been like, let me get out of this room and close this door, because whoa.
You want to chop me up.
And I'm going serial killer. Remember what I said, y'all? There's one guy on there. I can't remember what his name is, and I should, because he was there's one guy on, and you will see it in the first episode. It's not like, oh, I gotta wait until episode 2, 3. No, it's the first episode. Dude is weird. He's weird. He's that one person when you're at the party, like, I need to keep my eye on you because I don't know what you're gonna do.
Right.
Weird. It's hell.
You staying by the door just in case you gotta get out.
Serial killer.
Yeah, you'll be getting some messages from me tonight. I promise.
So let me know. Like I said, watch the show. Connect with me. I want to hear what you guys think, because Love is Blind is crazy, and I expected better from Charlotte. I'm disappointed. I'm extremely disappointed.
Charlotte is ratchet. Definitely depending on what side of town you from. Ooh, it get grimy down there.
Oh well, some of the people that they picked on there. So with that being said, of course, I'm always going to rate Love is Blind. I'm gonna give it a good 4 because it's entertainment.
Okay,
and like I said, for the people who actually do find love, it's so sweet. Oh my gosh, it's so sweet. You're like, yes. Y'all found love. So check it out. Let me know what you think. I'm going to keep you guys updated as it goes on. I know Coach is going to be like, I don't want to talk about this, but we're going to talk about it anyway, because I want to know your thoughts. Obi, I want to know your thoughts. Those of you who are watching, I want to know your thoughts as well. If it's trash, okay, whatever. Don't watch it. We're going to keep talking about it. So let's get into our next segment, because time is rolling, girl. It's almost time for us to get up out of here. No, it's rolling. But that's okay. Let's get into our next segment, Just Scrolling. All right. So if you're just joining us for the first time, Just Scrolling is when, we're doing exactly as it sounds. You're scrolling on your phone, you come across some stuff, and you're just like, What?
Interesting.
What? Yes. What the hell did I just watch? What is going on here? Let's talk about it. Let's go with the first video. I actually seen this video as I was on, before I was coming here. And I noticed that this is a topic that continuously happens, and I'm constantly hearing people, say these things. So I was like, you know what?
Let's talk about
O's here. Let's talk about it. Let's go ahead.
No kids because nobody like you. If you're over 30 and you're a male, if you're not have no kid past 32, likelihood you're sus. You might be a battyman, or your piss just can't burn grass.
Huh?
Yeah.
Your piss just can't burn. Your piss just can't burn grass.
Yeah. So, for whatever reason, people get these microphones, they get a Rodecaster, and they get a camera, and they just say whatever. And these women, young ladies, were like, well, if you're a man over 30 with no kids, something is wrong with you and you're sus. Do you believe that, Al?
No, my parents didn't have me until they were 30. Well, my dad was like 31, and my mom had just turned 30 like the month before I came. So no, I don't believe that whatsoever. Right. Like, I think if anything, if you're a man over 30 and if you don't at least have a direction you want to go in, I think that's an issue. But for you not to have kids, maybe you made the decision that you don't want to have kids. In some instances, some men cannot produce, you know what I'm saying? But to say that a man is not worth anything or he's trash because he does not have kids, like, girl, is you gonna take care of that whole basketball team?
Yes, whole basketball team.
You're trash. Like, that's what she said. Like, because at the end of the day, let's be clear. If you get married to a man that has kids, and at some point there's some type of legality that happens with him, it's coming out of your pocket too. It's coming out of your household too. So like you mad because he paying child support, but you also dogging a man for not having kids. Like, come on now. Pick a battle and stick to it.
Girl, because that's the other thing I was going to say. I've seen so many women dog guys who do have children. But then now, like you said, you have a guy. Now we're going to put an age on it. If you're over 30 and you ain't got kids, you're trash. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
This bitch probably 24.
Exactly. Like, this is something that irritates me so much. And if I was a guy, I'd be like, I can't win for losing. So if I have kids, I'm trash. If I don't have kids, I'm sus. Like, whatever happened to being a responsible adult? Like, why do people think that children are just little playthings? Like, to me, because we talked about it, on the Unfortunate Dating Tales, when a guy got upset, and was like, oh my gosh, you actually want to have children with, somebody and plan it out? You're crazy. To me, finding someone who is like, you know what? I want to be responsible with my peen. I just don't want to impregnate anyone.
Right.
Just to say I have a kid, or just to say that I have a legacy, because a nigga will use that word to no avail. Just to say that I have a legacy.
What did you leave behind besides just the child?
Or I respect a person so much more because we're acting like things like birth control doesn't exist.
Right.
Contraceptive doesn't exist.
Right.
Free will doesn't exist.
That part. It's like, all of that is out the window.
Yeah. We're just having kids just to have kids. Like, so why is that a red flag? So I have to have kids as a man, before I'm 30, in order to not be seen as somebody that is sus or something that's wrong with me.
Right.
What if I'm deciding to focus on my career? What if I haven't found the right one yet that I actually want to have a child with? Because just as much as I say that I want to be very mindful about the guy that I have children with, as a man, you need to be mindful of the woman that you have children with.
Yes, Lord.
Period. Please. Point blank. Like, come on. And like you said, what if you are coming across a guy where it's just like he can't have children?
Right.
So
he wants them, he just can't have them.
And same thing with women. If you're coming across a woman who would like to have children and she can't have, there are things that happen and we're too old to be thinking this way. And I'm pretty sure it was probably just clickbait. But the sad thing is there are people out here who actually think that way, i.e. the guy that, was yelling at me, hooting and hollering. But I didn't tell you that, girl?
No.
Girl, I'm sorry. So to go back to our Unfortunate Dating Tale a couple weeks back, there was a guy, when I was telling him, he asked me, he's like, well, do you want kids? I said, I'm not sure. You know, and I told him there are some things that I need to be sure of before I decide to have a child. Number one, I'm not having a child out of wedlock. I'm 36 years old. I've waited this long. I can wait a little bit longer. You know, number two, I want to make sure that whoever it is that I have a child with, you're the right person. So I need to see your family. I need to see some test results, what's going on. Like, you know, with you, there might be something that I need to be mindful of. There are a lot of factors that come with having children. You know, and I told my brother, I'm not stupid. I'm not naive. Like, I know that you can't 100% prepare, but the things that you can control, you need to. So if I can sit here and say, let me learn you first. Let me figure you out first. Let me see your dynamic with your family. Let me see if you're actually a good person. Because you might not be a good person. Then now I'm stuck with you and I have a child. And now I'm looking at a child that's half of you that might have some of your same characteristics. What the hell?
You now know? I got to look at him like, damn, you look just like your daddy.
I'm just saying. So then now I'm sitting here regretting my decision and all the stuff like that. And just upset because I hear it so many times when people like, man, you know, I love my kid to death, but I wish I would have waited. Or, man, I love my kid to death, but I wish I would have had my child with someone else. You know, let's not act like these conversations and these statements aren't being said.
Absolutely.
You know, so because I'm choosing to be responsible with my coochie, you're mad because you're projecting whatever issues that you have with your baby mama onto me because you weren't careful with your peen. You know? And I'm not, like I said, I understand things happen, people change. So you may have thought she's the one. Then, you know, she pulled old switcheroo on you and something happened. But at the end of the day, that's not my problem. Don't get mad at me because I'm saying, let me be a little mindful. You know, so I do feel like there are men out here who may think the same way, where it's like, let me be a little mindful. Especially when you're hearing things like STIs are on the rise in certain cities, you know, like, come on, let me be a little mindful. Let me get to learn you. Let me figure out if you're the person I actually want to have a child with, because once I have a child with you, I am stuck.
You can't go nowhere. Oh, well, one of y'all gotta die first.
All I'm saying is if we are sitting here talking, you know, crazy, let us know. If you disagree, let us know. I am one of those people where I'm always willing to hear from other sides. I will say that I agree to disagree if I feel strongly enough to where it's like, no, I'm not hearing what you're saying, but I respect your opinion, so we can agree to disagree. But to hear young ladies, and I don't know how old they are, but they look young. To hear them say things like this, and then you have people who are constantly scrolling on social media and they're absorbing this information. And you may have a guy that's 31, 32, you know, who doesn't have kids, and he's hearing women say things like this. He might internalize that and think, well, there is something wrong with me, you know, because I haven't had children, you know, or whatever have you, because we as women, on the flip side, we'll hear that. Like, you ain't been married yet. You ain't had no kids yet. What's wrong with you? Nigga, nothing. I'm chilling. Like,
exactly. I've been hiding from fuck niggas like you.
I'm busy. I'm working. Nigga, I'm trying to survive. Life is kicking my ass. Like, sorry, because I don't have enough time to sit down and find a man. Like,
that shit to do.
Right. I'm trying to build. I need money. Life
trying to help build this happy home. You bullshit.
You mad at me because I don't want to sit here and take care of something that's going to make me have to sit here and spend more money. Kids are expensive. Oh my God. As a godmother and an aunt, I'm like, how many of y'all? What do you want now? I got a niece whose birthday's about to come. She's about to be 21. I'm like, God damn it. We just did Christmas. Then I get hit back to back. I got one in August. I got 2 in September. I got 1 in October. God damn.
All the way to damn Christmas.
Yes, and then we got to turn around and there's Christmas. Now, wait a minute now. But as an aunt, I'm saying, wait a minute. Now, I couldn't even imagine as a mother and a father being like, and then on top of that, we're talking about daycare. If I want my want my child to go to a private school, you know, insurance, and if they're sick, clothes, food, all of that. So if I am saying as an adult, I don't want to deal with that, at least not yet.
Right.
Or until I can find somebody who's worth it. Why is that a problem? So we would rather people be irresponsible and struggle and be out here looking crazy.
Can we sus?
Girl, as hell. But you know what? Hey, sis.
Hey, sis.
I guess I'm sus.
Sus as fuck. Hey. We sus. We sus too.
Girl, because in a second, Even fucking pets are expensive. Mason.
Oh, poor Macy.
His groomer went up $20.
What?
Why am I paying $80 for a 7-pound dog for y'all to cut some hair off of him? Y'all will literally wash, shampoo, and cut him in less than an hour, and that's $80?
$80.
For a 7-pound dog. Now, if my dog was one of them big dogs, we talking about like one of them horse or whatever, you would not hear a peep from me. $80 for something that's no bigger than a stuffed animal? And that's a dog.
A dog.
So you want me to take that and add a kid to it? Get the hell out of my face. Yeah. And be an auntie and a godmother. I'm telling y'all right now, don't ask me to be a godmom. Don't ask me to be an auntie. Oh, and I forgot, I got another baby that I adopted, a 14-year-old. It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop.
So I got to add a kid onto that. I don't have enough money. Usher. I don't have
bring them tickets down, bruh. Shoot.
I don't have enough money. We're not doing this. So y'all are wrong. Stop it.
Stop
it. Let's not do that.
No.
Any guy out there who is over 30 or 40s, whatever, and you don't have kids, be blessed, my guy. Just do you. Go travel, live your life until you find the right woman that you want to settle down with and have children with. Women, same thing. Do not let anybody rush your uterus.
Okay.
You do you. You keep living your life and be happy, because I guarantee, as much as people talk about, oh, I love my babies, they would trade a weekend of peace of not dealing with their damn kids. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Just the weekend.
Maybe more, girl. I'm just saying, maybe more. But I guarantee they'd be like, you know what? If I can trade and not have kids for a weekend and where I can only focus on myself, I guarantee they'd be like, let me go ahead and get rid of these damn kids for a second. Just saying.
Let me go think about this.
just saying. So y'all wrong for that, but that was one video that I found and just scrolling. So let's go to the next one. Yeah. This one is a bit interesting. So I'm interested in hearing what you have to think. Oh, let's roll the footage.
Experience to where you're now like,
It's a lot of pressure on black men, specifically dating black women. And I love black women. Social media and the culture has put a lot of pressure on us. This could be just based on environment. Mm-hmm. When I moved to Atlanta, women here are very entitled. And listen, I'm not blaming anybody, so I don't want this to turn into...
When you say entitled, though, what does entitled mean?
I'll say financially entitled. I feel extreme pressure. And I get hit on by white women. I get hit on by all kinds of women. But when I get hit on by black women, I immediately feel this entitlement of, I got to pay for something.
Wow.
I got to pay your rent. I got to help you with your car note immediately within 2 weeks. Or I'm just saying what I've experienced. I'm not saying that's every woman. Nowadays, if I take somebody on a date,
$400
immediately, and I don't even drink. So if she drink, that's a couple hundred. If the hookah is 45, lamb chops is 50, dessert. So by the time VIP, park valet, I was just getting ready to say valet. So we didn't spend $400 for me to see if you like me.
Say that again.
So it's like I'm spending and I'm spending. That's just the first date. You want to go out again. I didn't spend $1,000 on 3 dates just to see if you might call me back or maybe text me back. And then because you're a beautiful woman, if you don't like me, you can go get the next man to do the same thing.
Insecurities. No, for real. I feel like he's speaking out of insecurity, out of, the person that he probably really wanted to, be with or grow with, played him. And unfortunately, I hate that he had that experience, but that's not true, because I believe you spent probably a little bit over with a different race of a woman, but you won't call her entitled. Are you mad because you didn't get the cake that night? Like, be honest. Like, I don't accept that logic, and I feel like he's being very unreasonable. I feel like he is speaking from a hurt place, just because that person or people that they took out, that he has taken out, has, curbed him. But you won't say that another race of woman has done that and you feel like they don't feel entitled. I don't like it.
Yes. I 100% understand where you're coming from, and I agree. And like you said, what gets on my nerves is when people call Black women entitled because we want to be treated a certain type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't deserve the finer things. And especially if I treat myself a certain type of way, you think I'm going to expect less?
Right.
That's number one.
Right.
And then, like you said, if this was a woman of a different ethnicity, would you still call them entitled because they know their worth and what it is that they want?
Right.
You know, that's 2. And then 3, I need people to get a little bit more creative with dates and be a little bit more patient because I feel like everyone's just jumping like, oh, let me take you on a date. Let's see if we like each other first.
Right.
You know, because the one thing that he mentioned is like, oh, well, you know, now I have to take you on a date just to see if you even like me. But we should have established that before we even got to this point.
Right.
You know, there should have been conversation, lots of conversation prior to us getting here. And then you find out what the person likes.
Right.
You know, so if someone is like, you know what, I like painting.
Right.
Sip and paint. $25. You know, and I don't know how much the prices are in Atlanta because Atlanta is ridiculous. Like, I don't know how y'all are surviving in Atlanta. I'm barely surviving in Raleigh. But if there's things that you can find to be creative when it comes to dating, where you can show a person, number one, I'm listening to you, I'm paying attention to you, and I'm doing something because I want you to know I like you.
Right.
Not I'm trying to impress you. Because I can tell you right now, you take me to a fancy restaurant and you're like, oh, let's get lamb chops, let's do that. I'd be like, is it nice? Yes. Is this me all the time? No, I'd rather go somewhere where I know the food is going to be banging. And is it necessarily a 5-star restaurant? No. It might be, you know, Billy's Shrimp Shack, you know?
Okay.
You know?
Because it's by the water and they got the best.
Exactly.
Got the fresh stuff.
Exactly. But the thing is, I'm with you. I like you. We're having amazing conversation and the food is good. That to me is going to be far more memorable than you trying to create this whole entire experience of let me show you what I can do. Because let's not act like people don't try to front on dates. Like, let me show you what I can do. Let me show you this. Like, I got this. And then you want to turn around and complain because of what you spent. And now you feel played because you didn't take the time to get to know the person.
Right.
Where it may have been, like you said, ego driven. Where it's like, oh, well, I got this pretty girl. Let me show you. I'm going to show you this and let me do this and blah, 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 blah. But in turn, I'm going to complain because like, well, now I done spent all this money and you don't want to talk to me. Whose fault is that?
Right. Because you didn't even know me when you took me out in the first place, sir.
And you can tell just by conversation and consistency if somebody is really interested in you or not.
Right.
You know, like it doesn't take us long as a people to figure out if somebody genuinely really likes you, especially if you're paying attention and you're not falling in love with the potential of what the relationship can be, or if you're lusting after someone.
Right.
If you completely take the emotions out of it and just seriously think like, is this person somebody that I'm just genuinely enjoying, someone I can't wait to talk to, someone that I'm texting throughout the day or whatever have you, then you know, okay, this is someone that I want to go out on a date with or someone that I want to see.
Right.
And then also be mindful of who you're dating, because I'm going to tell you right now, my time is extremely valuable.
Okay.
Extremely valuable, and it's limited. So if I'm going to go on a date with you, I'm going to make sure that I actually want to be around you, because the last thing I want is to come home and be like, I done wasted an hour of my time where I could have spent that time on me, on my business, or with friends.
Something else.
So, you know, I mean, if I'm wrong, Obi, tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not. You're 100% not wrong, because at the end of the day, like now you're mad, like you said, over a thought of what you thought you were going to get from me when you really didn't take the time to know me. What's my favorite color? What's my favorite animal? Like just simple, like simple.
And okay, let's see. I'm not going to lie. I agree. Wait, let's remove this. I agree somewhat. As a stud dating women, majority of women automatically assume I should pay for everything, even before actually being in a relationship. Even a lot of my female cousins are money driven. He just explained it badly. And I can see that. There we go. I can see that. There are some people out here who feel as though, okay, and that dynamic I can't speak to as much. That would be something that Kia would have to talk about, because she definitely opens my eyes when it comes to the lesbian aspect of how things are working. But even when I hear her talk about her dates, it's a shared experience where it's like, you take me on a date, I take you on a date.
Okay.
I think a lot of that there has to be communication, and it can't be just an assumption. Now, anybody who's like, I'm expecting you to take care of everything, once again, do you like me or do you just want a caregiver?
Right.
Because I can tell you right now, me personally, and I'm not going to speak for everyone, me personally, I don't mind spoiling and treating a man if I like you.
Yeah.
If I genuinely like you, I'm going to buy you things. I'll pick up the tab.
Right.
I'll ask, hey, you know, do you want me to take care of this, that, and the third? And in most cases, I've had guys tell me, no, I got it.
Right.
I got it. But what I will do is I will return the favor in some sort of way, not physically.
Right.
But it may be like, I heard you talk about this. So I will leave it, you know, and either have it shipped to your house or present it to you or have it sitting on it, something like that to show somebody that you once again, you're listening and that you care.
Right.
We have got to do a better job of just having crucial and critical conversations before jumping into the dating scene.
Yeah.
And then realize, like I said, your time is valuable. It's extremely valuable. So do not waste it by saying, oh, let me go ahead and just go and take this person out on a date because I just want to see. No. No. And then things like, once again, if you find out that a person actually likes you, then you won't be mad about dates like, let's go for a walk.
Right.
You know, let's grab some coffee.
The Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, girl, I don't know what that bitch was talking about.
I don't know what the hell she was talking about neither. I don't even eat cheesecake, but I'm going.
You don't eat cheesecake?
No. Like, my mom used to get it all the time. So, like, I ate it too much. And I just don't care for the texture anymore.
Understandable. Yeah. I've had that happen too. Girl, that red velvet cheesecake. Let a guy tell me, oh, we're going to go get a slice of cheesecake. Just saying. I'm just saying, there has to be, like I said, crucial and critical conversation. Now, as you know, someone who dates men, I have heard this so many times where guys are like, oh, well, you know, I can't do dating. It's too expensive because, you know, women just want this, that, and the third. And I'm like,
you didn't even ask me what the fuck I want. Like, what are you talking about?
And I can see where a guy can be. I can see where a guy can be frustrated because you get excited and it's like, this girl is fine, and you know, conversations going. Well, I want to take her out, but how long y'all really been talking?
Yeah.
Because what's the rush?
Yeah.
What's the rush? Let's talk. Let's get to know each other, and when we feel like we're in a good place, and it's like, okay, I'm really digging you, or you're hearing and listening to what this person is saying, then let's figure out what type of date we should have. It doesn't have to be fancy all the time. And if a person is saying, well, you better take me to Ruth Chris or Sullivan's or Perry's or whatever 5-star restaurant.
Like, okay, your intentions is not well, and that should be your red flag. That should definitely be your red flag.
And like, maybe I'm cheap. I don't know.
I don't even think it's just being cheap. Like you said, when you like somebody, you will spend that money on that person. It's the fact of getting to know that person, understanding is, you know, the main goal. So if somebody's telling me, oh, you need to take me to Ruth Chris, like, bitch, did you take yourself to Ruth
Hello?
Chris? Answer me that first.
And you know what? That is a good point, because that's another thing. That's another thing. I am not going to suggest something that I don't do for myself.
That part.
You know, like, if I don't take myself to Ruth Chris, you think I'm sitting here and be like, well, let me see if you're going to spend this money on. Absolutely not, because I know what comes with that.
Right.
There are expectations.
Right.
At some point where, I mean, because we hear it, y'all see it on social media where guys is like, oh, I took this girl home. I took her to this place and she didn't want to give me none. So I got mad. I'm not putting myself in any sort of situation where, number one, I feel like, you know, I owe you something, number one. And then two, like I said, I'm not going to ask for anything that I wouldn't do or that I can't afford for myself, because let you try to sit here and act like a whole entire ass and be like, oh, well, you got to pick up the tab. Don't worry about it, baby. And don't call me. Block my damn number.
Exactly.
You know?
Okay.
Right. I just, but don't be that person. Don't be that. Like, oh, you better take me to Sullivan's and I'm going to pick the most expensive thing on the menu. Don't do that. Don't be that, especially if you know you don't even eat that. Now, if you are somebody where like, I eat steak, that's something I have at least once. I know how I want it. I know my cuts. I know that. I get it.
Okay. You said steak and I just got excited.
Listen, I feel the same. I'm a hopeless romantic. I love spoiling, but when it's such a sense of entitlement, it's like a turn off.
It
oh,
is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hello?
Absolutely.
And I've had many women say my dad spoils me, where you better carry your ass back home.
Daddy issue, period. Because we ain't taking them. We are not taking them.
And I'm not your daddy. I'm not. I'm not. And if someone feels the need to mention that, then once again, what are your intentions in this relationship? Your dad spoils you, but do you spoil you?
Mm-hmm. They don't.
So then now you want me to be your dad. I'm not your dad.
Mm-mm.
And then once again, do you even like me? Do you like me? Or do you just want me to do for you?
Exactly. And unfortunately, I think that's what a lot of this generation is honestly trying to figure out. If that person likes them or if they're using them. Because people make it seem like it's easy. Apparently, it ain't. I can't do it. I guess I'm not savage enough.
Girl, that's the other thing. The other thing. As much as I sit here and think about, like, could I possibly use men for meals? I can't, because then once again, I got to deal with you.
I got
to sit and talk to you. I got to act like I like you. I got to laugh at your corny ass jokes. You know,
you got to hit him with the fake laugh.
All for a meal?
Yeah.
I would rather starve.
Okay.
Okay. But once again, that goes back to our conversation that we had earlier, where you have to be so comfortable in your peace that you're not dealing with any and everything.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people out here. I'm not going to say just women, because there's men too looking for a come up, but there are a lot of people out here who are expecting a savior when they can't even save their damn selves. Nobody's going to save you.
No.
It's nobody's job to save you. Get out there, do the work yourself, figure it the hell out like we all have to. Or if you're like the bitch that said, my daddy spoils me, go back to your damn daddy. Because let me tell you something. And we didn't raise you. We didn't have you. So to have that sense of entitlement to think that somebody else is supposed to do for you.
Especially when you can't do for yourself. Kick rocks without socks.
And not to say that there are, some guys out here who don't mind doing that. They don't mind spoiling, but just know it comes with something. You can't think that someone's just going to spoil you and be like, you know what? I just wanted to give you things. I don't want anything.
Right.
At some point, there's going to be some sort of level of commitment, or there's going to be some sort of expectation of, well, I want something physically.
Right.
So
one or the other, pick and choose your battle.
I'm just saying.
It's whether you whoring or you exploring. Thank you. Ken looked up the definition of a whore.
He did. I was like, okay. So listen here, dictionary.com.
Technically, that's whoring.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Because it's just a level of prostitution.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Listen, if you are a prostitute, be a proud one.
Please.
Because that's all you're doing. If you're going to sit here and be like, oh, well, I just want you to take me out and give me meals and stuff like that, and I'll return the favor.
Yeah.
You're whoring yourself out.
You're whoring.
And it is what it is. Be a proud one.
Please.
Go ahead. I won't judge you. I promise you. It's your coochie and your peen. You do what you want.
Pay your bills. That's all that matters.
Do what you got to do. I don't have the stomach for it, but if it works for you, let it work for you.
Okay.
So yeah. So that is just scrolling. And like I said, I hate that young man feels that way. But like I said, just take your time. Stop rushing. I know people want relationships and they are desperate for connection. Get a dog, or maybe not. They're expensive. Get a plant.
Plants are probably cheaper.
Yeah, get a plant.
You can grow it from the seedlings.
Exactly.
I got some seeds for you.
Find something to do. I don't know, but don't get into the whole dating game trying to rush and think that I can find, and if I spin and if I do, because you're going to end up heartbroken. You're going to end up upset. You're going to end up disappointed. Because it's savage out here. We're dealing with a lot of people who do not have a sense of self, a lot of people who don't care, a lot of entitled people, and you got to find a way. Yes, you got to find a way to weed through that. You have to, but don't make it a Black woman thing when this is a people thing. So, my guy, stop dragging us into shit and when we didn't ask to be dragged into. That's all I'm saying, because I'm tired of it being, oh well, Black women.
I didn't say nothing.
The people that you deal with, that's what you're experiencing. And if you keep experiencing the same thing, sometimes you got to sit and look at yourself in the mirror and figure out why. And so that's our Ayana Van Zant moment for the night. I feel like
yes, that was a good therapy session. I'm feeling the vibe. The candle is definitely helping the ambiance. It's like,
yes, girl.
I can't wait to burn mine.
Yeah. Girl, shout out to Positive Energy Candles, our girl April, who was here last week on Healing Wednesday. Make sure y'all check her out. Check out her candles. She has an extensive line. She even has some that smells like that perfume that everyone's going crazy for, Baccarat.
Oh,
yeah.
I love.
Yeah, she has that. She has everything to suit your fancy. So if you are looking for, candles, something to set the mood, something to get it right, something to, make you feel good, Positive NRG is the actual letters NRG Candles on Instagram. Check her out. Place your orders. Small business, Black business. Show your support. And with that said, girl, we did good. We are right on time.
Hey.
We are right on time.
Can we get a round of applause?
Thank you to everyone who joined us today, who chimed in on the conversation. Make sure y'all go watch Love is Blind. They need to give me a check for sitting here endorsing this damn show. Watch Love is Blind. Tag me in your comments. DM me. Let me know what you think. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Oh, will you be joining me?
I will.
Yay! So more entertainment news, more messy letter, probably some more for just scrolling because, I'm always scrolling and seeing shit. And then if y'all see anything on Just Scrolling, tag us in it, TDS Radio or SoFab Kim. Tag me in it and we can talk about it on the show tomorrow, next week, whenever have you. But yeah, we love when y'all interact with us. This show is as much for you as it is for us. We appreciate you for rocking with us. And it's only up from here. So I want y'all to have a wonderful night and have a productive and wonderful Friday. It's Friday, y'all.
Yes.
We made it.
Thank God.
Yes.
We made it.
Go and have a great day and end the day with finding out what was the best thing about that day, because we're going to talk about it tomorrow. So love y'all. Thank you for rocking with us. We will see you tomorrow. It's TDS Radio, our voice, our culture.